All right. What is up, chat room? Actually, keep the chat on this side. Okay, what is up, guys? Hopefully, this is coming through okay. Loud and clear. All right, we got King Shadow here first, always. Fellow member, thank you. Frankie, Matthew Kilburn, what's up? RWK. Can't wait for Dino Crisis remixes, Matthew, hell yeah. Exit Theater, what's up? Hope you're well. Thunder's Productions in the house as well. Stevie Mac, all fellow members. The road to RE9 continues. Yeah, basically, right? Dwayne Johnson says King Shadow lives in YouTube. Yeah, he's always here, so it's hard to beat him. Robert West, what's up? Another member. Jared, what's up? Plasma, what are we discussing? It's just some updates and obviously whatever you guys want to discuss in terms of RE, survival horror, good old goodies from the the survival horror realm that we're going to be exploring. And we have Kagan here as well, J Chip Show, Masai, Mabam, Wesker, RE1 Remake. It's time for show and tell. Good old Wesker. We have almost 40 people in here. Let's get the likes up. So thanks for coming in. This is going to be a little hangout stream for a couple hours that you guys like to always partake in. And this will also be the first one that is uploaded for digital platforms as well. Because as you know, why did I say it like that? As you know, the podcast is always available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Libsyn for free downloads. And this will be a part of that now, where I will be taking these and uploading the audio because it is kind of more of a chill, laid-back podcast format, kind of off the cuff, not really. I mean, these are sometimes they're structured if I end up, covering certain things or topics on these live shows, which I'll probably be better at doing. But yeah, this will just kind of be a part of that, where the traditional LTRE episodes are going to be obviously themed or topics or a review of some sort. So that gets me to the next thing. So, Jin, what's going on? We got sick backdrop, bro. Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is, all the stuff that I've collected over the years that will, be, obviously continue growing, from the movies to the 4Ks. The Resident Evil stuff's over there as well. Yeah, it's shout out to Callie for, inspiring the backdrop because this stuff kind of wasn't in frame and it was kind of bland before, so now it has, just a little bit more punch to it a little bit. So, and I got the lights and stuff, the different colors, all that good stuff. We got Devos in here. Here's a discussion. Stop releasing patches that make RE4 run worse. Yes, I will second that because it seems to be happening, and I don't know why they can't get it right. That really is very upsetting. I'll get into that, though. J Chip Show says, just picked up Alan Wake for PS5, one of my favorite survival horror games. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I got to pick that up and play it. That's also something that I'm going to discuss as well as the next voted on title that will be streamed depending on the members and the Patreon supporters. But the first thing I wanted to discuss is what's going on with Let's Talk Resident Evil podcast as far as a review show for RE4. And I can say that things will be done this month for an episode on that. And obviously, I know it's been, out for a month, but I want to obviously get, a couple different people on for this one, and I kind of, have they already know about it. They know that I'm trying to plan it, so it's just about scheduling right now, and make it really cool for a roundtable review discussion. And all three of us have played the game in and out, so we kind of know what we want to say, and it's going to be a fun it's going to be a fun discussion because obviously it's going to be long. It's going to be unfiltered, uncut, that good stuff. So, as you guys know, I try to always do a video review now in the last few years first because it can kind of touch on things that are, spoiler free, but I could still kind of get my initial review and thoughts after streaming it a bunch of times. So now that RE4 is not behind me, but multiple playthroughs have been done to where I know how I feel about it and what I want to say about it. So, this is kind of, it's going to be a pretty big show, but I want to, obviously, I didn't want to just kind of get on here like I am now and review Resident Evil 4 like this. Thank you, Thunders Productions, for the $5 Canadian. Really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. Thanks for being a member, too. That means a lot. And, yeah, I really want to have a different, approach to this one where we can, kind of like what we did before, where we can cover, different sections of the game and stuff like that. And it's basically one of those things where, it's going to be a review of how all of us have, like, different opinions and stuff. So that there's going to be that layer to it as well, where we might, agree to disagree on something or we feel the same way. That's what makes it fun. So I definitely didn't want to half-ass the show, and that's why you haven't seen a review or a podcast. The review podcast is basically what I'll call it, where we talk spoilers and all that stuff yet. But I will be getting that in the can really soon and out to you guys. And I try not to say anything about anything until it's actually happening. So mark my words, it is happening because now I'm putting it out into the ether. But I definitely wanted to, not like talk about it, while I was doing the review because that took a lot of time. And not that I'm going to, harp or talk about this over and over again, but the fact that I didn't get an early access copy that did spend, I had to spend another 2 to 3 weeks after the game came out to actually work on that review instead of trying to do it in sequence of like, getting it a little bit ahead of time. So that didn't happen, and obviously that's kind of where I'm at now because then maybe I would have been able to record the podcast, mid to late April when I was working on the review or finishing up the review, really, because it took, a few weeks of a process to get that out there. I think it just hit 3,000 views, which is cool, To be honest, I think the podcast usually that gets the most views because I think a lot of people love the in-depth discussion, and that's basically what the channel is built off of is, the podcast format. So that is going to continue, and, I really do feel not shitty, but I just kind of feel like I wanted to do more with the podcast in the last year, and I feel like I haven't done that. So, I'm going to try to, up my game on that and hold myself responsible for that. And I'm going to bring back, certain things that I wanted to bring back a while ago, but I never got a chance to in recent years. So I'm really going to try to push as much as possible to grow in that way and to also grow the channel as best as possible, and the podcast kind of goes along with that. So, yeah, it's gonna be a fun time trying to do different things, and also trying to play other things as well. Obviously, I did Silent Hill earlier this year, so the next poll that is going to be going out this week, which is going to be the next non-RE game that I stream that is survival horror. Obviously Silent Hill 2 is going to be on there. Alan Wake is going to be on there. Dead Space 2 is going to be on there. And I'm not sure if there's another one that I might throw on there that might be a contender. Maybe I'll decide that by the end of this stream. But that is also going to be a thing as well, because if you support me in either platform, you get to vote on the stream, basically. That is going to be, Silent Hill was very, very well received, and I was really happy with how that turned out. And I love that. I love when I do something that's a little bit different than Resident Evil, and it gets a good, it gets received well, because the algorithm doesn't like when you switch things up, sometimes, even though this is a horror channel and it kind of brings that crowd. If it's not Resident Evil, YouTube kind of sucks it down, So basically, the fact that there's people like yourselves in the community that subscribe, and you watch the live stuff as it happens, no matter what game it is, like, that's really what I'm relying on, is the diehards at that point, and all the people that are here on the regular to kind of keep me afloat in the algorithm, because sometimes it doesn't get out there. If people look up Silent Hill, they'll see me playing it, but it's just the idea of of how the algorithm works. But it's not going to stop me from doing it. So obviously, Silent Hill 1 and 2 were both played on the channel before a few years ago, probably around 2019. But it was basically, earlier, not so much earlier, but it was before the production improved on this channel in terms of live streams, and I was off camera and stuff like that. So I started to implement that more through the, obviously the last handful of years at this point. And it's been better. I mean, I was on camera before that, but it was just in a different way. It was just in videos instead of like all the live streams where it was just audio and then it was the game. So that stuff I am really looking forward to. Just trying to, let people know what's coming up on the channel and stuff like that, because obviously there's still plenty of RE4 streams that can happen. There's still plenty of, Resident Evil 4 videos that I might make just from the big, remake that we got, with so much information and so much, updates and stuff like that. There's just a lot of things to discuss, and lore stuff to discuss, and again, all that will kind of happen as the podcast is made, and as the months go on. I don't want to rush it, but Resident Evil 4, it's that review is out there, and as you guys know, I did really enjoy it, and I thought it was a fantastic remake. It's still one of those things that I know a lot of people are just kind of waiting to hear the spoiler discussion, and what we thought about the true files and everything that really kind of started to kind of spark that discussion, and that will happen. And I want to get a few people on as guest spots for that episode, like I said, so it can be a roundtable discussion. So I just want to put that out there in the ether on record that it is happening. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it in the chat room when I've been streaming Resident Evil 4, and that just comes down to, like I said, just trying to schedule it out, and also just make it, when we approach it, we're ready, and we never really rushed everything. I never really rush anything, you know what I mean? I try to keep it, as much as authentic as I can, and I really appreciate that, you guys sticking around. And I know there's some comments here. I'm going to get to them in a second, but I definitely want to keep the ball rolling. I'm going to bring back the Dice Lock as well. The Dice Lock series is always a fun experiment for games. And if you guys don't know what the Dice Lock Challenge is, it's basically it's something that when we were trying to approach a challenge type thing, and do a different spin on a challenge for Resident Evil, me and John were talking, and he was like, hey man, we should probably, we should do something like a Dice Lock, and we should do it to where, donations, are applied for, roles and stuff. And I was like, hell yeah. So we started to do that, and we started to do different games and make it very interesting. And obviously, I've done a bunch last year as well. I stopped after Resident Evil Remake, I think, the first one. So I might also have a poll for the next Dice Lock to see what people actually want to see. So Fatal Frame might be on there. Onimusha, a good survival horror game. Onimusha's good. I mean, I really enjoy that, but I don't know if that would be on like the number one pick to put on that list. I'm not sure. But yeah, so there's going to be a couple polls coming out for people that are listening to this that are supporting the Patreon or the memberships. You get access to the polls, and essentially it gives you, I take all the votes from both platforms, put it all together, and Silent Hill 1 was, that was a big win. Silent Hill 1 almost won before, but Dead Space, the original, won. So I actually streamed Dead Space earlier on in the year, and people were, excited to see that. But Silent Hill almost won, and then Silent Hill, slammed the last one. And I think Silent Hill 2 might win again. Parasite Eve, Nemesis is saying, yeah, Parasite Eve might be one to put on there. I don't know. I mean, I might rotate out some other ones. I might even take out Alan Wake and put another classic, like 2 classic ones on there that are a little bit older. Not to diss on Alan Wake, and I would like to play that on the channel for sure. But I also, I don't know what the vibe is for what people kind of want to see that is a little bit different. So it's always fun. I like to see what you guys pull out from that. And yeah, an LTRE podcast on, the novels. That's something that I definitely want to do. It's something I've never done before on the channel. I've never really talked about it. I might have talked about it on live streams or, certain episodes of the podcast of how much I liked, certain novels, or it might have been a talking point at one point on an episode. But yeah, that's something that if I'm going to approach it, I'm going to try to do it in a different way that hasn't been done, because through the years there's a lot of things that have been done, and you kind of want to it's a very you want to just make yourself kind of stand out a little bit and make it pretty interesting. So I kind of want to approach it in a really cool way. And I've talked to a couple people about it, but it was just a matter of just again when I want to tackle it. Another thing that I would like to have on the show, and this is something that could happen, but I would like to get the filmmakers or producers of the George A. Romero Resident Evil documentary that's coming out. I would really love to get them on the show and interview them. I could probably just try to reach out, or maybe on social media, and I would love for that to happen because I would like to pick their brain and just really show how passionate I am about it. I mean, I love that, and I wanted to do a project with that back in the day, and it didn't really happen the way I wanted to. But one day, if it does happen, I think it will be a really cool production. But it's something that has to happen later on. Don't worry in the chat. I know some of you guys are double typing comments and stuff. Don't worry. I'm going to get to the chat. So I see you. Don't worry. I see some of them coming in, but I'm just trying to kind of hit the talking points. So another thing that I will be doing, and I don't know if he's in here, but this is for kind of like a long time coming, basically. And essentially, I will be doing a playthrough of Resident Evil 5 co-op with none other than Kyle from, you might know him as Next Gen Resident Evil, you might know him as Why'd You Bite Me, but essentially, this is, I've known this man for over a decade, and he was also, in the RE space around the time of the 2012 era of RE6. Even before that, he had another channel, but with this channel, we were pretty much coming up around the same time. And I know he, has been really excited to actually, this is the first time I'm announcing this, but I've kind of hinted at it, talked about it. The thumbnail kind of talks about it, but yes. Resident Evil 5 will be done on the channel And obviously, it it has been played before. It's not like it has been played, but we're gonna do it very special. It's gonna be done in a very different way. It's gonna be done cinematically, basically. It's gonna be a cinematic Resident Evil 5 event, and it's basically going to be, you know, he records his side, I record my side, and we splice between the clips. So it's basically like, showing all the action. So it's going to take some editing. It isn't going to be, live streamed per se, but it will be premiered. Because I feel like a live stream with just, the typical, like, all right, you see my end and then you don't really see his end. Like, fuck that. That's been done like a million times. And obviously I'm not in person with him, so we can't do split screen. And split screen's annoying anyway. So in terms of like not seeing the full screen and stuff like that. So basically, this is going to be a really cool project to undertake, and also just to revisit Resident Evil 5, because it's potentially going to be the next remake. And I think that going into Resident Evil 5 with a fresh, like coming off of RE4 remake, to be like, okay, what improvements could they make? Obviously, Resident Evil 5 has a deep connection and history with the channel, because it was the first Let's Play I did on this channel in February of 2010, which was Lost in Nightmares, some of my favorite DLC ever. And you bet your ass we'll be playing that too. But yes, it's going to be an ongoing thing. So it's definitely going to be, something that we'll take our time with, and it's just going to happen. And you'll just see the videos premiere, and that discussion will happen. And I love Resident Evil 5, especially the co-op. There's problems I have with like the story and the writing and stuff here and there, but I do generally enjoy Resident Evil 5, and this will be very fun. So if he's watching this, we're doing that. LTRE is Let's Talk Resident Evil. That's what this is. So I basically am, just trying to set up the next chunk of the year, because, we're already a quarter in, and, I just want to be able to kind of keep the content refreshing and flowing. And, I think there's a lot of untouched content that I can, make on that. And I'm also working on a video as well that is going to be it's pretty much in the line on the subject of Resident Evil 5. So yeah, I'm going to be working on that. That's going to be more of like a video essay. But I want to put these things out there, and I want to let you know what I've been trying to kind of work on. Now that stuff will be kind of worked on. I'm going to start working on those now while I get the podcast figured out. So basically I want to have a plan, and I want to execute it, do it. And of course, next month is also the UK meetup for Resident Evil Challenger, and I can't wait for that as well. That is also happening. The events, everything's booked. Things are good, like, ahead of time. This year was a lot less stressful, because I was able to just kind of hang and, kind of get some of that stuff figured out without having to get my passport. Last year it was kind of like, all right, it was like I was trying to get things done in a certain, I just felt like I was rushing to get it done, because it was on me. I had to go through that process, get the passport, you have to pay the money and all this stuff. This year it's like, okay, now it's just booking the right flight and the right, places. So, man, there's a lot of stuff in the comments here, but I'm going to get to it. I'm just trying to get through like the main chunk of stuff that I wanted to discuss. And, yeah, I basically, I have, a lot of stuff that, is going to be planned after that as well. But I like to vlog it. I like to actually record more this time, even my journeys like before and during and after. I really make it like a vlog, like a personal vlog, and like see how people like something like that on this channel. Not that that would be something that would happen on the regular here, but it's just something that I would like to document it even more. And I am going to be doing a, speaking of dice lock, I am going to be doing a dice lock for Resident Evil 3, the original, and I believe I will be, trying to, master the time, trying to get that time down to a certain, because we were making good time, but we really got fucked at certain sections at that old dice lock. But it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun to, to stream, to actually be there with the Nuji and Izzy just playing, Resident Evil was just awesome, just an amazing memory. And I can't wait to do it again. And I can't wait to actually beat it and conquer the community, because they can't beat us again. We got this. Last time the internet got turned off. This time that's not going to happen. We're ready. So another dice lock of RE3 Original will be happening next month as well. I don't know if the event is out yet. It might actually be out. I'm just going to check right now because I want to just promote it as much as possible, because you guys actually, you should turn up for that. You should just turn up in general. Even on May 18th, you got Nuji doing part 3, the Lucky Dip Challenge on professional mode for Resident Evil 4. Definitely check that out as well. Go over to Resident Evil Challenger, by the way, and just subscribe. Because I can't say nicer things about everyone over there. And let me see here. Do we have anything? I don't know if it's... Can I organize it by upcoming? No, I can't. Okay. So I don't think it's out there, but it's going to be in June. It's going to be late June. And that's going to happen this summer, and it's going to be fun. So Summer of RE will also be making a comeback. It'll just be a series. What is Summer of RE? Well, it's basically just, it's summertime coming up, and there's just going to be a bunch of live streams, discussions, but it's all going to be series. So it's going to be, series of things, different little themes and gimmicks, and voted on stuff for live streams. I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting this summer as well, and really going to kind of include the the audience and the supporters a lot more as well, with kind of putting their what they want to see and the votes. Again, there's just going to be a lot more coming for the summer, so I'm trying to kind of get that stuff ready. But in the meantime, I just wanted to announce kind of what is going to be happening, and where I've been with my mindset, trying to kind of go forward and grow this channel even more. I'm trying to get the 30K. Like, I need to get the 30K. I have to have these goals so I can smash them and grow accordingly. If I want to keep this, my full-time gig, right? So I gotta hit these goals, and I gotta grow and keep thinking ahead. So don't stay complacent, and have other things coming out, that are fun and different, and but also keep the different live streams going with the different games, and also to kind of freshen it up a bit. If people are tired of seeing Resident Evil, then there's a Silent Hill stream, or there's a Silent Hill 2 or a Fatal Frame stream. I don't know. It's all up to you guys. Maybe we'll work it in. But thank you for hearing my my rambling update. And holy shit, John Lemley's dropping the hundo today. Holy fuck. John Lemley, top supporter, fellow member, coming in hot. He ain't fucking around. He said, "Here's the hundo. You better take it, bitch." That's what he said. That's not what he said, but that's what I'm saying he said. Thank you. I've streamed Code Veronica. Me and John have streamed it several times. You're pitiful. Thank you, John Lemley, again, for the big bucks. But yes, we did stream Code Veronica several times. Code Veronica X? I don't know. I think maybe in the Legacy series we played it on Dreamcast. I'm not sure. But I always play, my original Let's Play was on Dreamcast too, so I guess I always ended up playing the original. But holy shit, John Lemley. Fucking banger right there. Been like the biggest dono all week, so I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Coming in with the Imperial March, yes. So let me get to these chats. You guys have been popping off on here. I want to say hello to all you guys. and get up to speed. This is the part of the live show where I just read the chats, kind of reply to you guys. Kular's in here, Swifto's in here. J-Chip, appreciate that. He says, I always deliver on the reviews, but the remake reviews often become the ones I look forward to the most. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, the remake reviews are, the big ones, right? Especially the podcast. So, Laugh says, Anthony does thorough reviews on games. I feel like he'll finish it 3-4 times before reviewing it to give all his thoughts. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I definitely can't just even if I got an early copy, I definitely wouldn't have had it out by that weekend. I probably still would have been another week after, just trying to get it, beat it more times, get it, be more urgent about it. The root of the problem. John Lem isn't on the train alone. Damn. Nick Noguera coming in hot. We have streamed Code Veronica X so many times it's not even funny. Both Code Veronica and Code Veronica X. It might be hidden now. It might not be searchable, says John. Stick around for the update. Enjoy the stream. Or stuck around for the update. Enjoy the stream. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I'll probably call you when I'm done this stream, John. Because you got your phone and shit. So, but yes. So, thank you so much, guys, for the donos here. That really means a lot. Nick Noguera coming in hot. Nick has been super generous. He's been really, handing out memberships left and right. And you guys definitely want to stick around on the membership side, on the Patreon side, because again, you're going to really be able to vote on stuff, get early access to the podcast. I mean, once the podcast is done, the first people that get the podcast are the members in the Patreon. So you guys get it first. And, man, the polls and the different streams this year are going to be pretty nuts. So I can't wait for that. And, I really appreciate you guys coming in with the donations this evening. And Dwayne says, hello there. Thanks for coming back and streaming, giving us a live video. You got it, man. You'd have to deserve every copy. Thank you, Laugh. Appreciate that. You think RE1 needs a new adaptation for a remake? I think so. I think I would love to see something streamlined in the RE engine. Why not? Fatal Frame, please, says Kular. A lot of people want Fatal Frame. I do play PC games. I do. I'm trying to save and get stuff ready for a new PC. I guess that's another announcement, right? I need a new PC. Mine's not dying and it gets the job done and it's fine, but I just need to start to make that next step. And it's an investment, and all you guys that donate, obviously that all helps for everything. But I need a PC. And I want to take things to the next level, and I think the next thing to do, the way to do that is doing a PC. So I'm already, I'm in talks with Perry, and we got a list together and stuff like that. Perry helped me with my first one, and I know what I want. I'm very stubborn with what I like, so I'm not going to sit here and have an argument about what what brands and what, I'm not doing that. I already know what I want. I know what I like. I know what worked the first time. There's a reason why I've been on this PC for 10 years. Obviously with upgrades, of course, along the way. But the question from a bomb, do I play PC games? I do, but I will be playing a lot more. And remake mods, different mods, all that stuff will be a lot more easier once that happens. So I'm going to try to get there. Jesus, John Lemley dropping another $150 total from John Lemley, 50 from Nick. You guys are on fire, man. What the hell? And a Resident Evil D&D campaign, I don't even know what that would be. What is that? I mean, I know what that is, but what would that entail for Resident Evil? Is there an actual thing that they have for D&D with that? Fatal Frame for the poll, that might have to be in there. I don't know. Parasite Eve might have to be in there too. You're right. Christine, what is up? Welcome. Could you somehow do a podcast involving the original novels, almost like Resident Evil ASMR? I love the lore stuff and think the original novels would be a good listen. Yeah, I thought about that. I know people have narrated. My friend Beggy, obviously Beggy in the community, fellow friend, and she's a fellow supporter as well. But she does all the narration stuff for a lot of those novels, and they're very well done. So I don't know how I would approach that differently, or obviously I could still do it, but who knows? I know a lot of people wanted. I did a little test of that on Patreon one time, and people seemed to show some interest. But yeah, Kular Fatal Frame. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, we're gonna do some Ari novel stuff. What's up, Coleman? What's up, Nemesis Biohazard? Rambo in the house. He says it might be a long shot, but Cold Fear on the poll. You know, that might happen sooner rather than later, Rambo. You want to know why? Because I actually have access to that game now on my Xbox, my original Xbox. So I have it in my collection. So I don't own it physically, but I have access to it. So that might happen sooner than later. Who knows? Maybe not this first round of polls, but I might have to circle back around to that because I always wanted to fucking play that. And I'm so, like, you know, I'm so excited to play that for the first time. We got GS Linux in here as well. Robert West says, that sounds great. The classics. Yes. Christine says, oh, that's great to hear. Legit listen to you reading the books. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's something to consider. ACR is in the house. Carlos Gaming's here. Evil Within. I have played the first Evil Within on this channel back in 2014. I haven't played it recently, but I will definitely be replaying them. And the second one I never beat. So there you go. Holy shit. God damn. Caesar says, thanks for all the content, Anthony, with the $50 super chat. Holy shit, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are just fucking snapping with the donations. You guys are being very, very generous. I really appreciate that. And again, you guys keep this thing going. Literally, you know, this is what I do. So I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to give you guys better content. And you know how it is, man. I'm just trying my best. I'm trying to give it my all. You're pitiful. But thank you, Caesar. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Very kind indeed. Carlos says we can play RE6 together. RE6, yeah, that will be approached when it gets approached, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really went through it again since we did it on the Legacy series. Jesus Christ. John Lemley, what the hell? Dino Crisis 3 restream when? Oh, man. Well, that might have to happen. You know, Dino Crisis 3 might have to happen. You know, again, oh, man. Yeah, Dino Crisis 3 would probably have to happen, you know. I just don't know when. Like, when would I put myself through that torture? I think if I... yeah, of course. John Lemley's never done. Jesus, dude. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being a top supporter. What does the community want more, RE5 or Code Veronica remake? Probably Code Veronica, but I also think a lot of people want 5, and I like 5, so... Dan Lucius is here too. Thank you, brother, for coming in here. Summer of RE ended with a bang with the cancellation of the RE Netflix series. Yeah, basically. Yeah, and I didn't want it to just end there, so I kind of want it to be a continuing series. So, yeah, so that will definitely happen. You can't kill me. Thank you. So that's John Lemley right now with the donos. Holy shit, brother. For donations, you could buy a computer. Congrats. Yeah, no, seriously. You guys are killing it. You guys are killing it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to start. I have to start saving, you know, for that. You know what I mean? I mean, I already kind of started, but I definitely want to. The stuff I want is going to be, you know, it's going to be good, so it lasts for a while. You know what I mean? The one thing that Perry taught me is you don't want to completely skimp out on your stuff because it will last for a while, and that's a no-brainer. But you know, I did that with this PC, and here we are. But I really want to take things to the next level. And I could do that with another machine. Obviously, I can do a lot more. You know, I can only run so much on here in terms of the games, in terms of like I want to play RE4 on PC with fucking awesome settings for you guys. Like, fuck yeah. I don't want to deal with frame dips on my PS5 or my Series X console, like on Resident Evil 4. Like, I want to play it in the best way possible. And obviously, the PC will do that. So, there you go. Love RE3 on Dreamcast. Me too, Robert West. Let's see. We got Ryu here. Ryuhu Terian here. How do I become a member? Can't find it. So you have to click the little $sign and then there's a join button, but I can actually paste the member thing if you want. Oh my god, John Lemley. What the fuck? And Nick, again? Jeez, what is happening, guys? What is happening right now? You guys are snapping. Why are you guys being so fucking kind, man? Jesus. Fucking Nick with the other 50 and John Lemley with the other 49.99. Thank you so much. You guys are... What the fuck? Jesus. John Lemley with the other 199. 109. Dude, what? It's donation off Zoolander style. Yo. Dude, what the hell? You guys are popping off. Well, I already have half the PC. Thank you so much, Rambo. Thanks for being here, man. You deserve all the success too, brother. You definitely do. And you deserve, again, we've been doing this YouTube stuff for a long time, and we're sticking around because we love to do it, you know what I mean? But you have such a great community over there. I have such a great community here too, and that's like the literal backbone of what this thing. The process must be expedited, says John Lilley. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you this right now, John Lemley, and the chat, it's definitely gonna happen this summer. I don't think it's gonna happen in May and June, but it's gonna everything that I get will be portioned out for what I need, and obviously it's gonna happen this summer. So unless my PC completely shits the bed, which I'm hoping that doesn't happen, I'm gonna knock on some fucking real wood here. Not my dick, but I'm going to knock on the desk because I just want this thing to obviously do what I can as I get there. But you guys are fucking awesome. You guys cannot wait. And Lucius, Dead Rising, or who brought up Dead Rising? Was it Lucius? Next LTR episode is now Ant in Vegas playing roulette. No. Fuck Vegas. Come on, you got to see something better than that. Not that Vegas is shitty, but no. But holy shit, what's up, Will? John the Painter is enjoying it. What the fuck is going on, says Lucius. What's up, Dave in the house? Dave's in here. I appreciate it, guys. No, seriously, you guys are fucking... I was not expecting this today. John Lemley just he disappears and then he appears and he just drops bangers. And he keeps this thing going. John Lemley's at this point, he's like an executive producer. This motherfucker helps this shit out. He funds a lot of this shit too. Thank you so much, John Lemley. Appreciate that, man. And all you guys that support any dollar, it could be $1. I don't know why this man is dropping his whole paycheck on me, but you don't have to. Anything you can, even just liking, watching, that helps me out. Slapping the like button, which everyone should do. We only got 48 likes, but 60 people in here. But I appreciate you guys who donate any which way, membership, Patreon, throwing stuff here and there, or just watching. Got to crack a champagne bottle. Yeah, I know. Seriously. I mean, this is. Here's the thing. YouTube. It's challenging. It's a challenging thing, especially if you're trying to do this, and for your job. So there's some months are better than others, you know what I mean? And some days are better than others, but when you have a strong ass community and you have people by your side and you have, good friends, that I'm very fortunate to having, thank you guys, seriously. Just got back from the theater. What's crack? What's up, Liquor Sandwich? Good to see you, man. What did you see? So someone mentioned Dead Rising. So me and Dave, actually, Ace of Fame Gaming. Dave's a really good friend in real life for years, fellow brother. And we did play Dead Rising 1. We played Dead Rising 2. But we never played Dead Rising 3. We also did Case West, Case Zero, Case West, all that stuff. But never did Dead Rising 3. I do own it. I got a copy from Perry. I own it. but I never played it. He's never played it. So I actually think that we should bring back Dead Rising, right? Why not? I mean, Dave moved a little bit away, but it doesn't mean we can't block out some time, you know, later in the year when he has time, when he can take off. Something could happen. Dave, if you're listening, we could do it. Maybe people want to see us play the first one again because the channel's gotten bigger since then. So maybe people are like, nah, play the first one. What do you guys think? Dead Rising 1 first, or should we just jump to 3? Because that's where me and Dave, we streamed 1 and 2 and Case West. But again, this was before we were on camera, before, you know, the production got better. I don't know. What would you guys like on that? That's just something to kind of put a pin in for later. But I think Dead Rising needs to come back. I think it's time for me to bring that back on the channel. Thank you guys for being awesome. Mabam asked about Dead Rising. Silent Hill 1 remade first and 2. Honestly, yeah, I kind of would like to see 1 remade. I don't know why they... I mean, sorry, I don't want to say that. I know why they went with 2, because obviously that's the moneymaker right there, and that's the one people cherish. But I would have liked to seen 1, and still like to see 1. Konami not be stupid. Yeah, basically. Please don't drop the ball. And after those donations, thinking about updating the collection. No, honestly, it's been... I haven't really updated much in the collection, unfortunately. You know, I haven't really gotten much. Just because, like, you know, you don't want to get carried away with stuff. Even, like, my movies and my games, like, I've been very... It's been very light with what I've been picking up. But that's just because I've been trying to just, you know, be smarter about stuff and just, like, you know, take my time with stuff. I'm not out of the collecting game at all. If I see a good deal, I'm going to take it. The last thing I got was the Biohazard set from Perry that he got. So that was a really cool pickup. You know, a little bit on the pricier side, but worth it entirely. Obviously, I just got the collector's edition for Resident Evil. Robert as well, the winner, Robert Anselmo, who won, did get his collector's edition that he won in the contest, the giveaway for on Resident Evil 4 remake. So I'm happy to say that he did get his collector's edition safe and sound, and that's awesome because it was someone who got his Resident Evil collector's edition canceled. So there you go. What's up, Mountain Arts? Says all I see is red. Nervous as Dead can't pull it off, says John the Painter. We'll see with Silent Hill 2. We'll see what the hell happens with that, you know. Daily cap on individual donor. Oh no, you're fine, John Lemley. Don't. I mean, dude, you didn't even have to do what you did. I saw Evil Dead Rise for the second time with my mom because she hadn't seen it. Better the second time, I think. Loved the movie. I just thought it was okay. You know, maybe I have to, you know, watch it again to see if there's something I missed. I kind of want to go back and watch the 2013 one because I thought I liked that. I really like that more. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But I also might rewatch 2013 and be like, maybe I like this one more. So I kind of want to. I might do a video on that. I might review it. You know, another thing that's just like a sidebar is like I obviously really want to. I really want to, you know, focus. Obviously, a lot of my main full-time stuff is on here, as well as I'm starting to block out even more time and do more than that on my other film channel, which is Inocula Productions, and that is, you know, that's my film channel. I've had it since 2007. I obviously do short films and feature films and direct and stuff and write, and that's like my baby since, you know, as early as I can remember, picking up a camera before I made an account on YouTube. But I want to do more review discussions and movie stuff on that channel to also grow that to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm also trying to, you know, grow that as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to put more time into it because Resident Evil, when it's, you know, obviously this last chunk of time has been a lot of focus into RE4, but I have to just block out more time, and it's on me, basically, to just, you know, actually do it and, you know, do more video ideas. Dave says, honestly, we just need 2 days. I feel like a strong day 1 and then a day 2 to wrap it up. I don't know how long it is, but the duration-wise, says Dave. I'd also be interested in doing Dead Rising 1 again with you, and the mod to skip the time between missions so you don't have to wait around. Oh, yeah. That would actually be really cool. Yeah, because that's something we could definitely get, especially when I get like my new PC up and running and stuff. We can do that. You know, legit the best RE channel and community on YouTube. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you for the kind words. Thanks for always being here. Let me see. So, Christine, I'll send you a direct link into this chat, and you can join that way. So I'll post it. This is how you become a S.T.A.R.S member, and you can get your badges, custom emojis, which I have to update as well. I'm going to be updating the emojis shortly. Let me give you a direct link to the memberships. I know it doesn't pop up for some people. I know YouTube's very fucking weird with that stuff. Invite viewers to join the channel. Copy. All right. So this is right here. I'm pasting it right here, Christine, for you. This is how you join. Just click that link. And anyone that wants to join, you can. Top 5 characters to be in your zombie survival group. Add non-ARI characters also. Oh, damn. I mean, but I feel like a lot of them would be taken up by RE characters, right? So I would say top characters to be with. So if me and Callie were together and then we had to pick these characters, this is what I would be thinking. Gotta have Jill. Gotta have Chris. Gotta have Leon. Gotta have Claire, right? And then for fuck off for the 5th one, it's got to be. It's all RE characters, but You know who I would want to have? And this is no joke. I seriously, if I can pull any other character, Raziel from Legacy of Kain. Like, or Kain. Honestly, I could do Kain too, but put him in there, I don't think you'll have a problem. I know he's a vampire, but god damn it. He can. I feel like if he's a vampire, he would at least be able to, he wouldn't consume us. So if I can convince Raziel, and I'd be like, listen, you can have all the blood you want. I don't care about the zombie blood. I hope the zombie blood would translate for him, Alien vs. Predator. Yeah, right? But yeah, Dave, to that point, yes, we could definitely maybe do some Dead Rising stuff. It could be later in the year, probably after I get my PC build. But maybe if you have a couple days you could put in, and then we could set that aside. Like you said, it really doesn't take long, and we can, because obviously back then, like we were more like sparing with it. We're like, all right, we'll stream for like 2 or 3 hours, and then we'll stop, like because you were right around the corner. Now it's like, okay, we can really make it like the chunkier streams and like have like a really fun time with it. We can get a bunch of snacks and drinks and just chill out. Like throw in a couple stream breaks here and there, but like really have a cool time with it. That'd be really fun, man. Just to switch it up, man. And like I loved when we played those those streams, and we did the 10-year anniversary of Dead Rising. We did that stream. Sweet Home, yes, that is another one. Hockey fan, what's up, hockey fan? Sweet Home is another one a lot of people want to play. Perry wants me to play it. I believe I do have it on a Raspberry Pi over there. So, will I ever play World War Z Aftermath or Zombie Army? I've never heard of them. Well, I've heard of them, but I've never seen them. So I don't know what kind of games they are, but I guess it depends. I would want the main 4 and Steve in case we need to sacrifice someone. Well, again, Nick, Steve's always ready to, just be thrown to the wolves because, he's useless. No. I know people love Steve. I know. I'm sorry. I know. Let me grab my tea real quick, though. I've been rambling for a bit. All right, I am back. Texas Chainsaw video game looks good. Yeah, I can't wait to play that. I think it's coming to Game Pass, so I definitely will be checking it out. Have I played Days Gone? I have not. I like to check it out though. Um, Mothman Prophecies is the closest to a proper Silent Hill movie. I've never seen that. My dream horror game, if I was a developer, oh man, that's a deep question. I'd have to think about that. I mean, it definitely would have, it would have to have zombies or something, but I would have to do something cool with it. They're both shoot 'em up games, and Zombies of World War Z. The Aftermath can have easily 50 to 100 zombies on screen, and it's up to 4 players co-op. Yeah, something like that would be dope, like on PC. I think once I kind of get something updated and I can like stream, because like I think the main thing is like I can probably play some of these games already on PC. Like my PC, it's not like it can't run games, but to stream at the capacity that I would like to, and also play the games on the same PC and stuff like that is also, a thing. Doom, Left 4 Dead. I mean, Doom, I would love to play. Left 4 Dead, actually, if I did Left 4 Dead, it would be very fun because Left 4 Dead has a bunch of Resident Evil mods that are amazing, and I played, and I would love to feature them if I revisited Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead, fun fact, Left 4 Dead was done on this channel. A very shitty Let's Play. In fact, it was the same day as this bad boy right here. I don't know if you remember. Well, you don't know what self-help is. This was the band A Day to Remember through their first self-help festival in Philly. Well, it was in California first, and then it was in Philly in 2014. And the night before that, me and Dave ran through all the campaigns, and it's all recorded on a shitty DVD recorder. The quality's not that good, but we did play through Left 4 Dead, like vanilla 360 Left 4 Dead in like 20 frames. Not the best way to play through Left 4 Dead. So if I did it, I would also bring Dave back, but that's something that Dave can do remotely because we would be playing it on PC. So again, another thing to play with our buddy Dave over there, and it's fun. So yes, Nemesis. So I don't know if you heard in the beginning, but I did acknowledge that. Yes, I will be doing a RE4 remake in-depth review podcast that is going to be done this month. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Stream Manhunt. That's classic. I love Manhunt. Love Manhunt. Have you ever done Evil Within? Yes, I like Evil Within. I played it when it came out in 2014. That was one of the first different live streams that I did. What's up, Mr. Patriot? He's in here too. Is it me or Aaron Chat, but do the Dead Island games and Dying Light look like the same game? They are very similar, and in fact, I get them confused nowadays, Nick, to be honest with you. But yes, to Milfman's thing as well, yeah, I've also played Evil Within, but again, I would like to revisit it, and I've never beaten 2, but I own it, so... Did you try playing the RE1 Mansion map? Yes, I played through that, RE2, and RE3, Mr. Patriot, on the Left 4 Dead mods, and it fucking blew my mind. They did such a good job, and I think if I did Left 4 Dead, to be honest with you, I would just do those mods first, because how many times have people seen people play Left 4 Dead? But if me and Dave, play through that, obviously if we get a couple more people or we have sessions, with Resident Evil, it's cool because your knowledge of the game literally translates into those mods. Like, they put such a great emphasis on knowing the game. So, have I ever played the Thing game? I have, and I do like that game, and I would like to stream that game. I have it right here, actually. I have it, well, I'll pull it out for nostalgia purposes here. I have it on Xbox. Boom. I forget where I actually got this from. I forget. Because there's some... What's in here? There's a mail... Oh, it has the mail thing attached to it, too. Look at that. I know that's a big thing. Man, look at... This is back when manuals were manuals, man. Look at this. 23 pages. And this is just for the Thing. And it shows, the Duke and stuff like that. So, yeah. The spider in the Left 4 Dead mod for R1 was hilarious. Yeah, that's the thing. I would love to check that out and play it. I would like to play this. Again, so much on the horizon, so much to do. It doesn't just stop with Resident Evil here. Obviously, there's a bunch of horror and survival horror stuff and fun multiplayer stuff and co-op stuff that I love to play. Yeah, just give us a heads up if you do Dino Crisis. Yes, I know you really want Dino Crisis. I have played Dino Crisis within the last 2 years on the channel. I did play it on Dreamcast the last time I played it. And I would like to do that too. That'd be fun to revisit, you know. At that point, I would probably just revisit 1, 2, and then inevitably hate myself and do 3. Well, I didn't even know there was a game for the thing. Yeah, it came out on PS2 and Xbox, and Konami made it. So we're talking about Konami and our boys at Konami. And then you had Black Label Games. That's also who was a part of it. But yeah, very RE style, but obviously not RE because it's very different. RE5 is Nexus. Angel needs a remake. Could see it happening. Hopefully they get rid of the bad partner inventory. Yeah, the AI and the partner stuff needs to go for like RE5 in terms of like if they do give you a co-op option. Sorry if I can talk. The AI when you're playing by yourself doesn't have a health bar, doesn't have stuff you have to manage because Sheva would just waste shit. And holy shit, Nick Noguera with the 5 memberships. Myers, Mr. Baba, we got Jay Sanchez, Pizza Planet, Resident Ryan. Thank you. You are now members courtesy of Nick. The 6th gen is goated, says Thunders Productions. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's never going to be the same how it was back then. Yeah, we are heavily hinted at an RE5 remake, so I definitely think that's happening. Did I already hit on Haunting Ground? I haven't, Jeff M, but that's definitely something I've seen get brought up as Haunting Ground, and I definitely would love to play that. Obviously, it's very expensive, but there is ways to play it, so that won't be a problem. I miss the days of manuals. I also miss the cartridge. Yeah, man, simpler times. Patriot says, speaking of Xbox and PlayStation 2 eras, I wish we had more indie-like companies that made many games back in the day. But it seems that most of them stick to PC games. Yeah, and a lot of them seem very samey nowadays, where they're not really, Am I interested in playing Dead Aim on stream? Probably at some point. I've done it before on the Legacy series, and that was the one time I did it. So, but I would have to do a Gun Survivor thing. I have played Tormented Souls. In fact, Angel, there is a whole playthrough that was done last year, the beginning of last year, on Tormented Souls. Go out. There's a playlist for it, actually, for the live stream. So go and check that out in the archive, and that is there. Very much enjoyed that game. That was a very hard game. Shout out to Eamon and a bunch of other people in the chat that really helped me out because that game is cryptic as fuck. It is very challenging, and it's very bare-bones survival horror. And that was a great game. That was one of the games that I did by default because it was so highly requested by you guys. You guys were like, you got to play Tormented Souls. Stream it. You got to play it. And so I streamed it, and that was like my blind run on it, and it went over very well. I mean, I think I got the best ending I could have. Pizza Face is in the house. What's up? Nick is the man hooking it up. Always, always. You get a membership. Oprah, you get a membership. Oh, yeah, exactly. Nick is handing them out. Need more strategy guide physically. I miss those. Yes, I'm always trying to find them, scoop them up when I find them. Sometimes the video game area in the the game stores that kind of lurk around, that are still kind of around. They always either don't handle a lot of guides, or they don't accept them, or they don't even have old magazines and stuff. Wesker's new voice, I'm not feeling it. It doesn't remind me of Wesker, says Najib. Well, it is relatively new, and I think maybe let's hear him a little bit more in separate ways. Remember a PS2 game called Ghost Hunter? I don't recall that one, actually. I don't know. Maybe if I saw the cover. Silent Hill Downpour on PS3 is very underrated. I would love to see you stream that. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. I think the Silent Hill games all will be streamed, and you guys really, really, really fucking turned out for that. And shout out to Rambo, too, and shout out to everybody who really made those Silent Hill streams very special and memorable, because you guys were awesome for really turning out for that. And we got James here. James is here. Hello, James. Hello. Look at James. My life is shit. Christine is now a member. Look at that. She got the link. She got the link. Thank you so much. And thanks for still being here after all this time. Thanks for the long-term support, and welcome to S.T.A.R.S. Now you can spam those emojis and vote on the poll that will be dropping this week. So I might as well do it when I have a bunch of members here, and it's gonna be fun. Those Silent Hill streams were mint. Yeah, I really was like, I was so stoked that you guys were stoked on it. You know, not that you guys wouldn't, but again, it's just like I'm happy that you guys, you know, stuck around for it, because again, YouTube kind of hides when you do stuff different. Pet James, yes. That took way too long to figure out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know YouTube, the app is like weird on stuff. Anyone remember Nightmare Creatures? Yes, I do actually, Tomaz. That's that one. That is one I did have on Dreamcast. And the first one, I think I played the demo for the first one on PS1. You know, Telltale's Walking Dead. I actually would really like to play them. I've never played the third season or after the second season, but I would like to play Telltale. I thought they were very well done. We should get Separate Ways soon. Leaked info. Can't wait to eventually play Separate Ways. Yeah, hopefully we get that soon. I mean, you know they're working on it. It's just a matter of when they announce it, you know. Homecoming is great too. I love the PS3 Silent Hill games. I don't get the hate. Yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of circling back around to them. I played Homecoming. I didn't mind it. It was more like melee driven and stuff. But I that was the one thing I did get from. Pretty sure I still have it. I think I still have it. I should still have it. I do. Boom. I don't even know if this goes for money, but I got it sealed on Amazon for like $13 or something in 2012, 2013. So I do own it, but I would probably play it on, I don't know if it's on PC, but I usually try to play it on just like whatever it performs the best on, you know? Oh man, if I had to choose, Najib, it'd have to be the G. What would be a non-horror game you'd love to play on the channel? A non-horror game? Oh man. I mean, shit. I mean, anything. Like anything that I love. I mean, Metal Gear Solid, Siphon Filter, Gears of War. You know, but to that point though, obviously I can't really play that stuff on here. On this channel, on this platform. But, you know, I do have, you know, something that's probably going to be up and coming. Probably sooner than later, to be honest with you. But it's going to be another channel. You know, and it's going to be kind of just everything and anything. It's going to be me, basically. It's going to be, it could be vlogs. It could be me playing fucking anything from Solitaire to fucking Siphon Filter. You know, it could happen. So that is something that I'm, you know, looking in sooner than later. Parasite Eve would be on here. Anything horror, because, you know, that's like not horror, but like it could work on here. But doing something else that's completely different, I feel like having an outlet for that is very healthy, so you don't get burnt out. And so whether it's games that I decide to play with my friends, games that I play by myself, like any ordinary video, Heart of Shadows, Parasite Eve is like a RPG Resident Evil game. Yeah, that would be here. That would definitely be done. Shadows of Memories. Shadow of Memories. I might have asked you. No, I have not played that. No. But yeah, anything horror can stay on this, but I think I'm going to have another channel sooner than later that is probably just other stuff and other video ideas and funny shit that I decide to do. And then I have my film channel for that. So it's Carlos Gaming, man, with the 20 says, let's play RE6 together. Hey, man. Yeah, it could happen. It definitely could happen. whenever I get to RE6, man, we'll put a pin in that. And RE6 has multiple campaigns, so I don't know if I would do it to where I can link up with different people through each campaign, or we could split the campaigns, or we can figure something out. But I think maybe if we did something like that, I would like to do it again where I can record your side and then record my end and kind of cut it cinematically. Because after I do that with RE5 is going to be the real test, and see if if I completely don't want to do that again in terms of cutting it the way I want to do it and make it cinematic. Thank you, Thunders, with the 5 Canadian. You guys are fucking awesome this stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hearing my my ramblings and thoughts and updates and all that shit. But yeah, lots of stuff on the horizon. A lot of stuff that I want to keep pushing and growing. And obviously, I don't want to get too burnt out or overwhelmed with stuff. So I know you might be saying, oh, 3 channels, it seems like a lot. Well, I think it will all come in due time in terms of like when I associate time efficiently to each one. Right now, LTRE is the biggest, so I have to obviously, do what I can. But I want to grow the film channel. That's closest. That's almost to 1,000 subs. It's almost there. It's at like 830 or something like that. So it's getting there. But once I monetize that will also entice me to also work more on that channel too. Because I obviously need to, do what I can, and I also want to do more just movie discussions and podcasts on Inocula Productions. Yeah, RE5 does have multiplayer. But if you guys are in here and you haven't, checked out Inocula Productions, you can. I'm going to drop the link right now, and go subscribe and help me out. I'm going to try to. I've had this channel since 2007, so Kulor, that would be definitely Nemesis. I have done Eternal Darkness, but it's been a while, so I would have to do it again. Would I play Fear? Absolutely, Thunders Productions. I actually recently bought that because I think it was Perry and Frank, so shout out to them, but they were talking about it on one of the shows, and they said that it wasn't available digital. So I went and bought it again because I used to have it, and I went and bought it again. It does have a tag on it, but, I can probably remove it. It's got the pre-owned shit. But yes, I do own it now because, yeah, this is backwards compatible, but it's not digital. So essentially, like, if you want to play this, you have to have a Series X and you have to have the disc, because Fear 2 is available digital. This is not on the Microsoft Store. So fun little Fear fact there. And, yeah. I have never finished the game. I played it back in 2006 or 7, and then I never finished it. And then I played multiplayer, and it was fucking challenging. Such a cool game. Was on PS2. It's like time travel and decisions you make in the past affect the future. Philosopher's Stones, and that's pretty cool. I mean, again, the different stuff I'm always down to try out. And of course, I know Christine wants the Uncharted series, right? That's all stuff that could be done on, a third channel that's just my, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just kind of like getting other creative stuff out there. Try to play Outbreak 2 online, but it's not easy to get it to run online multiplayer. I didn't have too much problems, Chris McGraw. I've tried it more than a handful of times, and it always has worked, and I haven't had much problems with the load times, but, I don't know, as of recently, I haven't played it, but Mia and Rua's winners will appear in the future RE movies. Oh, no. Bookmark this, Ant. Oh, no, please, no. Forget about it. Forget about it. Buy a PS5 so I can play RE4 and Dead Space. Could have play the PS4 version, but it wouldn't look as great. Yeah, I mean, hey man, do it. It's been a few years in, so I think at this point people can kind of make up their mind as to what they want. The gen I feel like is just now getting some steam, but there's also just a lot of a lot of dormancy. Just like I wish there was a lot more urgency with both Sony and Microsoft, you know. But Nick says no. Yes, you remember Uncharted, please. Absolutely, yeah. So stuff like that, because again, another franchise that I love. I love Uncharted. You know what I mean? And yeah, there's so much, and like so much I can do with like friends, and you know I can even do like different funny gimmick games with like multiplayer and stuff like that. Time Splitters, I love Time Splitters. Dwayne Johnson, I love it. I got Time Splitters 1 and 2 on the Xbox and my GameCube here. Fun co-op games. Again, that would be awesome to play. Shout out to Tyler. I got him into that. Yakuza, Dead Soul. Yeah, I mean, dude, anything's possible. I am always down to just, flex the muscle elsewhere as well. Left 4 Dead 2 custom server with increased difficulty. Oh man, that sounds like a nightmare. Literally. I definitely have Dead Space runs amazing on the Series X. Yeah. There's stuff I want to go back to. Like I want to stream Dead Space again, the remake. I like to stream Callisto Protocol again because I did really enjoy both those games. Once like I'm more done with RE4. Not that I'll ever be done because I think it's always going to be in a rotation, right? But once I get the more stuff kind of done on that, then I'll probably circle back around because I know the Callisto DLC came out and stuff. Streets of Rage is a great one. I played the 4th one on the Xbox. I have it on my Series X here, and that's a great, fun beat-em-up co-op game. You can just turn on and play. Stuff like that. Turtles in Time. I love Turtles in Time. And I'm going to be playing that with my friend Eddie, who's a big Turtles fan, and I can't wait. We can get other people on there, obviously, in person. But stuff like that, just like fun things to do. And another channel that can be a little bit more open as well to growing. Because there's always just different things. There can be reactions. There can be, this third thing probably won't be just gaming. It will probably just be me, if that makes sense. So a little bit of everything, not just one thing. So I have, this channel to flex my RE muscle and survival horror muscle, and then you got the film stuff, which is always, there. Films take time, productions take time, but that doesn't mean the movie discussions have to stop or, so, yeah. Streets of Rage action movie is supposed to happen. Yeah, they'll do everything at this point. They'll do anything at this point. I haven't played Lord of the Rings 2 Towers, no. Consider Siren. I played it a month ago. I thought it was challenging but good. Yeah, a lot of people mentioned Siren. So yeah, there's a lot of and again, all this stuff is nice because it's stuff to do during the lull periods of like, when there's not a lot of news or there's not stuff coming out. So there's always like, content that's happening. And it just makes sense. I'll consider that. Some RPG where you can gain points and increase some stats, the luck speed, hip hop recovery. Yeah, tanks are a bitch. And anywhere like Nemesis would be, in the Left 4 Dead mod is where the tank would be. Like that thing was so hilarious. Is an unknown classic horror game. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to play it all. I'm down to play it all, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do that. Old Xbox game called Darkest of Days. I haven't played that, but I do have a hacked Xbox. Shout out to Perry, and so I'm able to get whatever games I can on there, and that helps out a lot. Like again for content, and that's why he put some of that stuff on there. Oh yeah, Two Towers is the first PS2 game he ever owned. Great game. Yeah, that was, right? Wasn't that? I remember he talked about that the one time. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Yeah, shout out to my other friend John. I've known him since, kindergarten basically. But he was into Lord of the Rings, so he had some of those games that were actually pretty fun. And I don't remember like which one it was. I couldn't even tell you, but I just remember he had a couple on GameCube, and they were fun. And I didn't even like know about Lord of the Rings to know what was going on. He got me into like Star Wars, like introduced me to Star Wars. Like he was more into that. Um, some can bury you, impair your vision, steal ammo. Oh wow! Brian says hi everyone. Got back from the career expo from my school. Is the RE4 remake pro mode done? Yes, I got that done yesterday, which is pro from scratch basically for RE4, and that is done. I would like to attempt an S plus or another rank, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. That might be a live stream that I might do. I'm gonna again try to focus on trying to get the review podcast in the can first, and then I'll try to pepper in more RE4 remake streams. They aren't going anywhere, so you'll see me play it. Soul Reaver is a must play on the channel. Yeah, Soul Reaver has to. Soul Reaver, I just mentioned Raziel, but yeah, Soul Reaver has to fucking happen. I love that game, man. I'd probably play it on Dreamcast. I know it's on PC as well, but I'd probably play it on Dreamcast or something. Do something cool with it. I got to get new Dreamcast VMUs because, as you guys know, the infamous Code Veronica corruption, where me and John literally saved and we watched our save disappear all in one flash. So all that stuff has to be replaced. So I got to replace some of that stuff anyway, but that doesn't cost much, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, I'm happy you guys are here. I'll probably be here for another half hour. So drop in some questions and comments. You guys have already been very very fucking generous this evening for memberships and donations. Thank you guys. Thank you. And I just want to say, I'm very, like, this time of year I always kind of get nostalgic about a couple things. Like, I remember, you kind of like, there's always like the handful of people that kind of inspire you, or people that influence you in some way. And man, like, I just have vivid memories of 2006, 2007. I was on YouTube even in 2005 in terms of like watching stuff, but 2006, 2007 was a very special time, I think, for YouTube. I think that's when a lot of things were kind of being worked out and people were selling my whole RA collection. Let me know if anyone's interested. Are you serious, Carlos? Holy shit. Well, definitely, I mean, that's, damn, man. That's a big move right there. But thank you for the $5 super chat, Carlos. But damn. Well, you can always hit me up for if you need to get rid of some stuff. But I obviously, if you're serious about that, holy shit, that's crazy. But if you're selling the whole thing, then yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to afford that. If you want to sell it all in bulk, then that's all good. But that's going to be hefty. I know some things that are in there. The collector's edition from me, that Carlos got. So I know that's in there, which is cool for anybody to have because it came from the LTRE headquarters. Mid to late 2000s YouTube was amazing. Don't do it, Carlos. It's AAA. Damn, Carlos, really? Are you doing it? Are you pulling the trigger? High-res texture mod for Dreamcast makes use on emulator. Oh, really? Dude, Pizza Face, that's awesome. My brother likes Soul Reaver, yeah. Damn, Carlos. No, I'm not going to sell it all together. Oh, okay. All right, man. Well, obviously, hit me up, hit other people up in the community that you want. I'm obviously, it sucks to see you, leave that RE collector space, but, yeah, it's all good, Carlos. That's, hey, man, it's all good. It's all stuff you can get back later, and hopefully you can whatever you want to collect in the future. I'm not selling the collector's edition though. Oh, you're not? You're keeping that? Hell yeah. He's like, I'm not getting rid of that. He's like, I'm not selling that. That's awesome. Yeah, no, yeah. Carlos did get a an RE Village collector's edition from yours truly. Um, that's cool though, man. That's cool that you want to hang on to that, and even if you wanted to get rid of it, man, like it's all good. Like again, it's all good. Like when I give stuff away to people, it's just it's whatever you want to do with it. You know what I mean? And but Ed and Lorraine Warren action figures for NECA. Yeah, I have never played Kudelka. I don't even know PSX game, turn-based RPG and horror. I've never played that. But sorry, I kind of got sidetracked, man. Damn, Carlos. But it was a good sidetrack because I really wanted to acknowledge that. Thank you for the super chat, but damn, I didn't know you were gonna be selling the collection like that. It's not Parasite Eve, but it's close, even if it's set in the 1800s. Okay. What story and characters would I want for RE9? I would say probably Jill and Chris, and maybe figure out what the hell's going on with the BSAA, or bring in some other classic characters, even if you want to include even more than that. That'd be cool. Hockey Fan says, late 2000s YouTube is something that can never be topped. I mean, that's how I discovered you, Perry, Necroscope, Kakaskia. I think I said that right. The good old days. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, it's crazy that this channel's been around for 12 years, and then my film channel's been around since 07, but yeah, definitely. Yep, hit up Carlos Cruz. There you go. That's his Discord if you're interested in some of that stuff. And I'm sure most of the community will be able to help Carlos get rid of a lot of his stuff. So you guys are awesome like that, and appreciate that. Help our man Carlos out. And yeah, I agree, man. I think the time and the eras, it's just different. Now it's a lot more oversaturation. And we came out of a time when it was a lot more simpler. But the one thing that I was kind of getting at with the 2007 thing is I always kind of get nostalgic around this time of year, because it was around this time that I discovered, well, it was probably late 2006 that I discovered, James Rolfe, James Nintendo nerd as he was back then. And then I was discovering, that kind of realm of stuff just by looking up horror stuff on YouTube. You look up horror stuff and music videos and reviews. I found Dead Pit, Dead Pit Radio. Shout out to them. I can't really thank them enough for, just being awesome dudes. And they were definitely, again, I'm talking about people that made an impact and influenced me in some way. You know what I mean? They're definitely there. Because they were doing, a radio show, basically like a podcast, back then, when nobody was doing it. Nobody. And they were on YouTube. So I found them through YouTube back then, and I couldn't figure out how to listen to their shows back then. Because I was just stupid, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, if it's not on YouTube, I would go to the website, but then I would have trouble downloading the file. It was, I eventually figured out how to do it. But they were just doing something really cool and groundbreaking. Yeah, especially in that horror space, so it was very influential for me in that horror space, as well. And just because I loved watching reviews and I loved watching films. And it was around this, this time a year in 07, I remember I found the Don't Go in the Woods Alone review, and the Creep Show 3 review that they did, just things like that. I just remember that in my old house and stuff like that. And people like Rambo, who's in the chat, he was in the chat, but Rambo, people like him, watching his reviews, and other people that used to just kind of be in that simple review space, where before it was really oversaturated. You know what I mean? Rambo's been there from the beginning. You know what I mean? In terms of when it was just maybe there was 10 to 15 people, in this little like film critic circle of people that would just sit in front of a camera and talk about how they felt about a movie. No, like, cuts or filter. Like, it was just like very, very like raw and honest. And that's one thing I kind of like. That was one thing that always kind of struck me. It's like, oh, that's really cool. And there wasn't that many people doing that. I mean, obviously, it started to pick up around that 2007, 2008. But again, those people like that, they've been around doing it forever. Dead Pit's still doing it, and I love that they're back and better than ever, adapting to the new current streaming stuff and like, just being really cool guys. And I still haven't met them, but I definitely would like to. Yeah, like they really kind of struck that, same thing. Like I said, James Rolfe, and I said, even all these channels. There was a dude, I don't know if people remember Jawoosh, this dude that used to make, horror review videos, no longer around, but he was around, showed you how to do like funny style reviews and stuff like that. The Blu-ray collection updates, just the simpler time when you really found out, I remember Blog TV and Dead Pit used to be live on Saturday Nightmares, Blog TV and stuff like that. I was there for that too. And it's just, there's a bunch of stuff that I think was different, back then that, made people kind of break through a little bit easier because it wasn't as big of a platform as it is now, where it's literally like the platform, where it was still kind of gaining momentum, and Google obviously bought it and stuff like that. They had that connection. So yeah, very nostalgic for those videos. Yeah, I remember when you could totally customize your channel. You're right, Hockey Fan. We could totally do that. Carlos says, now I have 2 kids and no room. Yeah, man. Well, it's all good, man. Do what you got to do, Carlos. Once had an original Millennium Falcon, never took it out of the box, just gave it away. I wonder how much that would be worth. Oh, man, probably a lot. With how much Star Wars stuff is, probably a lot. Nostalgia Critic, AVGN, or anyone who also did work on their websites out of YouTube helped bring a big influence to people starting out. It's true, man. And one thing that I didn't know back then is, James Rolfe is he pretty much grew up in the same area that I grew up in, which is pretty wild. And I didn't know this until, after. Like, he went to the same, high school that I went to and stuff like that. It was named something different. But, it's in his book, you know what I mean? It's all there. But I think it's cool, though. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's a lot older than I am. I've never, I met him, but I've never actually, seen him, around town, or because he doesn't live around here anymore. But I didn't know that, and I just thought that was kind of so cool. That was always such a cool thing that I realized. To say what you want about his content now and Cinemassacre, but regardless, like, there's no denying what he kind of threw down for people, and whether people were ready for it or not, it was a game changer. And I don't know. I just think it's just crazy. I just think it's nuts, like where things were, where things are now, and where things are going. And, I'm just going to try my best to, push through. And, I'm happy to see people like Dead Pit and Rambo still doing it, still raking in, the community and bringing in those fans that really, come back to see genuine content. Shout out to Garrett from Born to Be Rad. He's another one that's just been killing it. These are channels that I watch that, I'm watching them and I'm like, man, these guys are going to be, they're going to just keep growing because I just know it. You know what I mean? I just see it. And I just like the fact that we all have, something in common. We all have channels that we want to see grow. But we also, aren't afraid to, switch things up, do things a little bit differently, try different things. Oh, yeah, the Machinima videos, yeah. And, of course, even Red vs. Blue stuff back in the day was fucking awesome. Which one character would you kill off permanently? Oh, man, from 96 all the way till now? I mean, I don't know. I would say, if you're going to kill off someone permanently, bring back Wesker and then kill him, for good. Not that I hate Wesker, but just do it for good. I think there's a lot of people, this from Christine, says that do YouTube purely for views, not for genuine passion for the content on the channel. You can tell they don't love the games they play. Well, that's the thing, too. I think, like, the minute you lose, like, the love and the passion, you might as well just stop, you know? And I think that's why it's important to just, just stay with it and do what makes you happy. And, like, having different outlets and different, like, channels and stuff, that always helps, me, like, kind of take, like, a break to work on this, or if I'm working on this script, like, there's different avenues. So that's, and like you said, a lot of it is for, like, clickbait and all this shit. And that's why I've never been really into that, or covering misleading leaks or things that are, like, just not true. And you can tell they're obviously not true, but I'm just going to do this video anyway, repeating the same thing. That's just not me, and that's never been me or the channel. So, and I'm happy for that. I've stayed true to that. And so appreciate that, Nolan. Oh, really? Lindsay Lohan and Billy Joel went to your school? That's pretty crazy. Anyone watch Arby and the Chief from Machinima? Love. Oh, yeah, those are great. That was just a nice little time capsule. If I had a chance, I would go with Leon. I'm sorry, Leon. Damn, Kular's doing Leon dirty. He says, get him out of here. That's funny as hell. Nolan would rather kill off Claire, which would piss Chris off. Yeah, Chris would just be like roid raging for the rest of the franchise. Hope all is well with you, horror fan. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Hope all's well with you guys. My friends are funny. Just reading a chat here. But yeah. Only I have to actually choose. Well, that's the thing, too. I just think, like, if they're going to do something like that, that's that dramatic, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be, like, a build-up and a proper follow-up. Like, they can't have this, like, inconsistent writing thing, you know what I mean? So, a lot of channels have come and gone, but it's amazing that you're still around. And Perry, you guys have a lot of passion, and I respect that a lot. Well, thank you, hockey fan, and I appreciate that. And yeah, of course, like, I can't say, enough nice things about Perry and, Perry and Frank and, and just Perry, again, kind of like us having this, this other thing that is, like, all bonded through. It started with wrestling, you know what I mean? It started with my brother and them doing the podcast, but Perry doing the AOX wrestling stuff, and then, that transition to the video game stuff, and then we started Game Complainers 10 years ago this month. 10 years ago this month, still going. We're going to be doing a 10-year anniversary live show in person. It's going to be awesome. And the fact that we hang out in person and we look out for each other like brothers and friends, I'm very grateful for that too. And that's also another one to add to the list of people that have done this for a long time and have been around since, literally the beginning. They are, Perry's definitely, the OG on the platform. And yeah, it's just about sticking with it, and we've definitely we've had setbacks, and we've had, changes on the platform. We've had things we've had to adapt because obviously YouTube constantly, changes on us, and we have to, still to this day have to figure out how we can navigate the seas. It doesn't seem like 10 years, I know, right? And then we've known Perry for longer than 10 years, definitely. So, it's funny. It's like it's like we started to meet as friends, and then it's like once that started to happen, we were like, it was like that. I met Perry that summer. We started Game Complainers, so we started May, and then I met him in August, and we built my PC. So it's like everything happens for a reason, and it's just cool how like I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for all my friends and people that like I'm happy that I can share this with people, and like I can share it with friends, and like that's one thing I liked about the content creation here. That's one thing I like about the podcast. That's one thing I like about the filmmaking. It's just it's kind of like a part of that, you know. Uh, Ada for Kular. I mean, Ada was meh, and Krauser was meh. Like those are probably the two weaker ones on the acting side. I love Ari Zero, and it's so underrated. Would love Zero appreciation video. I would like to stream Zero more, to be honest, horror fan. I definitely would love to. It's definitely not out of the ordinary. Yeah, definitely agree. You could tell the amount of work you put in, and it's from the heart. You always read the chat and acknowledge people, and it's nice to be part of your community. Well, thank you, Christine, and thanks for being here. And I'm grateful that I'm still at a level where I can individually read chats. You know, one sec. All right. Sorry about that. But yes, I know. I'm very grateful that I am still in a position where I can read the chat. I know as channels get larger in size, it's very challenging to keep up with the chat. But I'll always make it my best effort to do what I can to read stuff off and keep things flowing. You know what I mean? While I still can, obviously. And I like the laid back approach, obviously. So one of these days, I'll meet you guys. It's long overdue. You guys are literally my online family, dead ass. No, seriously, you guys are a family and community, and all of our fans cross over, and we all just we all get each other, and we get our sense of humor, and like we always fuck around, especially on Game Complainers. We always we turn it up a notch. It's kind of like our gimmick, kind of to amp it up a little bit. And and here it's like you get the survival horror fix, and then it's fun to always collaborate with everyone and just have a good time. And you guys are literally the backbone of what we do for all of our channels. So seriously, and even tonight I will be live on the Game Complainers. So obviously check out the Game Complainers. I'll be live around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about all the recent disappointments in the gaming industry, which is a lot. So appreciate that, Neil. Appreciate that so much. It's cool to actually hang with you as a fan. It'd be cool to hang with you as a fan. You were awesome, man. Can't wait to talk nonstop horror. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things that I ever did ever, and it's all thanks to Nuji and the RE Challenger, team over there that are just like the nicest people ever. And like I'm just so grateful, and I'm very like fortunate, and I'm just like, man, I just that was one of the best times ever. And I know going back next month will be the same thing, and I'm just really excited. And man, it was cool because like it's not about it's all about RA Challenger. We're celebrating RA Challenger again. The list of channels that I mentioned: James Rolfe, Dead Pit, Rambo, Resident Evil Challenger. Those are like obviously Perry, with AOX stuff. Like those are channels that I watched and remember seeing just in the early days, and like that I stuck with and subscribed, and like just been with the thing so long. And man, like you know it's like we were there because of them. So it's just like it just kind of like makes sense. Like obviously we were all into Resident Evil, and we probably would have probably crossed paths at some point because of just our love for Resident Evil, right? But like, man, when I heard that Resident Evil Challenger was back, I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I try to, again, I try to just like going over there and like meeting a lot of you guys that are, in whether you're in the chat or if you were there in person. It was like it's a high that is just like unmatched, you know. Um because it was just so much fun. Like I'm talking to people that, whether they wanted to come up to me or they didn't know me or whatever, some people I'm sure knew who I was, you know what I mean, in terms of like there were some people that might have not gotten a chance to talk to me, but they didn't, you know what I mean? Because it was just like we're just hanging out. It was just drinking at a bar, playing video games. It was a really cool thing that they had set up where they had, Mario Kart on one corner. It wasn't just Resident Evil everywhere, but there was Resident Evil set up, but it was like for everybody to play. And it was just cool to, like, just to talk. Just to talk Resident Evil with people. Like, I know Sarsky was there. I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but if you're watching this in the archive, I know you were there. Just a bunch of people who, everyone at Resident Evil Challenger, a bunch of their fans that, again, were also fans of me as well, because it's like, obviously Andy was there from Biohazard Declassified. So it's just cool because like I was able to talk to everybody as much. I mean, and the time went by so fast. Like, especially when you're drunk, but time goes by quick. And the conversations, like, I didn't want it to end. Like, I just didn't want it to end. And I was just buzzing, when I went back at the Airbnb. I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, that was so cool. Never did a fan meetup like that before, you know what I mean? And obviously, it's not for me. I'm just kind of a part of the ride, you know what I mean? It's for RE Challenger, but being able to talk to everybody because... absolutely, so, some sweet trim. There you go. You're there as well. And yes, it was a pleasure, and I can't wait. It was just such I don't know. It's just when you see things like that in person, that's when it puts things like in perspective of like, wow, like this is really cool that we're here because of this like silly little franchise, 27 years old. You know what I mean? And here we are, and yeah, the story continuity was zero. Horror fans says, I mean, Zero is one of the best Pans and Ari series when Billy and Rebecca were walking through the dining room. And that is a great scene. I mean, I think some of the cinematics are great. Very well done. Christine says, speaking as a girl, I didn't have friends that played games or Resident Evil when I was young. So hanging here is what I missed then. People that get what these games mean to us. Hell yeah. Exactly. Very glad to have you here. And it's cool. That's the main thing too, because again, like we all kind of relate on this like level. So it's like the fact that like we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Resident Evil, and then same thing with like everyone at Resident Evil Challenger going to the UK. Like I always wanted to go to the UK, but like you bet your ass, like as soon as if Nuji hits you up and says, "Yo, are you coming to this thing?" Like you got to do it. You know what I mean? Like that's the rules. And I just so I was like, oh man, like. Because, like, you could do a million other things that are, like, a lot more expensive. Like, you can go to fucking Disney and just waste so much money and not get even a quarter of the experience that you would get. And you would spend a lot less of going to the UK or going to another country. And, like, things like that you have to, like, put in perspective. Like, I have to see this stuff now, And, yeah, I'm just very, very, very thankful, grateful that I know all the friends that I know, and I have such a awesome community, backing me up. And I really needed this today, guys. I really did. So thanks for always being here. And just, also being patient for the upcoming stuff. But, I want to let you know I'm still cooking up ideas. Nothing's slowing down. We're good. Obviously, it's gonna be a nice busy month leading into June as we kick off the summer, and I'm just so excited to keep doing the content. Jeff M says, "This is a great community, and I'm glad that Ant readily and always interacts with the chat. Many thanks. Absolutely, I try. Yeah. Oh yeah, everything's okay. It's just like sometimes you just need a little uplifting at the chat. You know what I mean? Well, it says, and you love and knowledge of the R universe as well as your passion for the franchise is what makes LTRE so special. Well, thank you. I've spent almost 5,000 on Disney. Fucking crazy. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild, Carlos. Well, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, if you haven't done it before, fine. But, we're like, I've done it a few times, and the last time I did it was, it was definitely cheaper because we had a buddy that had like, the magic hours and the magic numbers or whatever the fuck it was, and everything was cheaper, but that was like, and that's probably why we did it. And I'm happy we did it like as a get your PC already. Yeah, I know. Well, like I said, this summer is going to be, that's going to be the plan to piece everything together for the PC build. So I'm obviously going to start putting a lot more money aside for that. I obviously have to kill it this month as well. I have to make it a really good summer income wise so I can, keep everything going and, again, keep pushing the content even further. So it isn't done, and it's not stopping, and I won't stop, and this PC thing won't stop me. It's going to happen. We're going to do this, and it's thanks to you guys. You know what I mean? When are you coming back to Salem? Honestly, man, I would love to come back sooner than later. Maybe sometime this year. I'm going to have to see. I'll ask Callie and see if she wants to go back, because we love Salem. I mean, we'll go back in a heartbeat. It's not even that bad of a drive. Capcom sleeping on Code Veronica. I think they'll do that, man. I think they'll do it. I think 5 is going to be next. That's what I feel in my gut. And then I think Code Veronica, they'll circle back around to that. You know what I mean? I think that will happen, but we'll see. But I just want to thank everybody in the chat. We got Thunders Productions, John Lemley with the absolute bangers. Holy shit. John Lemley fucking dropped it. Nick Noguera dropped a bunch. Caesar, thank you so much. Caesar, Nick, John, Thunders, Christine, Carlos Gaming, Thunders again, and Carlos Gaming. And thank you, Nick, for the 5 gifted memberships. And hell yeah, come to Mass. Yeah, we got some people in Mass, right? Like that I can come here as a legit Ari fan when I express that I also enjoy the movies. I'm not called a fake fan while other communities, but I do appreciate the love. Well, no, man, not at all. You're not a fake fan. You can like what you like, love what you love, and it's not a toxic place here. And that's what I always try to build up the community as. Like, you can like what you like. You can love Village. You can love the Netflix show. I don't care. It's just, we can agree to disagree. I'll make fun of stuff and meme on stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm trying to attack anybody's opinion or anything. It's like, I'm just joking around, and like, I think a lot of people or a lot of communities, they sometimes have that stigma, you know what I mean? But I think we try to stand for something stronger than that in this community, and just like, be honest and open with who we are and our opinions, you know what I mean? Like, why hide it? And even if I get things sent to me or things, people say, it's like, I'm going to be honest no matter what. I don't care if Capcom gives me the copy or some Joe Schmo gives me a copy. I'm going to get it, be honest, and tell my opinions. Remake for today's standards would be awesome. I agree, James Smith. It could definitely happen. I think it can happen for the 30th anniversary. That's what me and Perry keep talking about. I think that would make sense, right? But yeah, so thank you so much for the lovely donations. You guys fucking rocked it this stream. And I want this month to stay rocking. The content keep coming. And thank you so much, guys, for seriously, like, everything. And I will be back tomorrow with something cool, something a little bit different, and we'll see what happens with the next upcoming series of streams. Like I said, so I want something to. I'm gonna update those polls, and everything will be updated. So we're gonna have something for you guys to vote on. So, I love the CGI movies and make fun of them all the time. Exactly. Appreciate that, Nick. Yeah, I'm very thankful for all the great people that keep this thing fucking going. Yeah, seriously, thank you guys for everything. You take it easy, guys, and you know where to find LTRE on all the socials. Discord, smash the like button if you're here. Subscribe if you're new. LTRE store down below. And of course, the podcast is always on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Libsyn for free. And stay tuned because the episode of the Resident Evil 4 Remake in-depth review with spoilers and all that good stuff is going to be happening soon, and you will be seeing that this month up and coming. And now you can also catch these Hangout streams in audio format as well. So if you're listening to this on there, thank you. And thank you for being here, donating, watching, liking, subscribing, Patreon, YouTube members. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.